Chai.
Chai.
Chai me.
Chai me.
Chai me, bitch.
Chai me, bitch.
Chai me, bitch.
Chai me, bitch.
Yapping all the way. Yeah, I've got the whole day. Chai.
Chai.
Chai me, bitch.
Chai me, bitch.
Chai me, bitch.
Hello and welcome to episode 9 of
Chai me, bitch.
So in this very special episode, it is a collaborative episode with me, Preetipls, Chai Me Bitch, and the SG boys.
Hey!
Hello.
We gotta say it right. 1, 2, 3.
The
SG
SG boys. That was very out of sync. Let's
No,
try
let's
again.
harmonize. Okay, we have this thing. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
The SG boys. Kennedy, you
Kennedy didn't say anything.
No, you know why?
eh?
Because we didn't even give a do.
Do,
Mi, so, do. 1, 2, 3.
The SG boys.
And that's how it's done. Nice.
Yes.
Very beautiful. So we cut out all the parts before that lah. So thank you so much for being on this episode. And of course, like, shout out you guys for being here. Also shout out everyone for making this episode happen. So we have Jayden, who is behind the camera as usual all the time. Thank you for making this. This is a very different set from our usual Chai Me Bitch episodes, but we made it work. All four of us fit in this frame and we are gonna get this rolling. We also want to shout out Alif for the soundboard that I have. So
Yes, bitch.
yes, bitch. And
need one
of
of those.
course, shout out
Yeah.
Audio-Technica for being the official audio sponsor for all the equipment that you see on screen. And finally, shout out to Grounded Pleasures for the chai that we are about to drink. And we have no Wisan to pour the chai, so I guess I'll just make them pour their own chai lah. I mean, gotta do what we gotta do, right? So, so as we pour our own chai, so Josh, if you want to begin.
Oh my gosh, I'm actually quite excited for this. I had
It's really
chai
good. It's really good.
once.
Oh wow.
Ever. I know.
And you're
it
like
was-
supposed to be brown, Josh.
I know,
Oh my
but like,
gosh.
it was too sweet. I went to
Shall I
this
start?
one. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
chai is amazing, and this one is really good. And also, shout out to like the Coffee Tea Festival that is happening 28 November to 6 December. So if you're listening to this, the day it's out, it is happening right now. It is going to be completely virtual. You can check out all the deets at sgtcoffee.com. So I'll put the link in the description. Go check it out. There's virtual workshops, flash deals, and a whole bunch of exciting things happening. I don't know what's happening here, but a lot's going to be happening there. So make sure you check it out.
What is
and-
it? Tomfoolery? What's it he
Just
says?
give me my chime.
Hi guys, my name is Wisan.
Also, we have
I'm the new Wisan.
fake Wisan replacement. I'll take what I get at this point lah.
Oh wait, I'm not supposed to start drinking?
I mean, we were supposed to cheers, but
Oh.
sure.
How dare you, Josh?
I always,
to go.
I'm always
This
that
is enough.
person.
Like,
No, but it's okay. I will pour
Okay.
some more. So let's cheers to this episode.
Cheers in a deep voice.
Oh.
1, 2, 3. Cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Men drink chai tea.
They do lah.
You're not supposed to slurp.
Oh wow.
oh,
This is
It's
it.
really, really good. Then sekali somebody lactose intolerant. Nah, never check. It's full cream milk, by the way.
oh, this is really,
Right,
really
it's actually
yummy.
nice. Yeah, it's spicy.
Yeah, so now that we have the chai and everything, Josh wanted to do something at the start of this episode, so go ahead.
Yeah, I want to do this thing.
Oh,
okay,
no.
so my mom says
He brought
ne-
something. My God.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my gosh, what
Never
is it?
meet your friends without bringing a gift, and also Christmas is coming, so I brought a little gift for each of you.
Oh my god.
You all
that's
to
so
include
sweet.
that. Okay.
Stop that. You know what my reaction, your initial reaction was like so sweet. He was like,
Yeah.
oh, I was like, now he makes us look bad.
I know in my head I was really like, shit lah. I never bring.
Empty-handed spoil market.
As you can tell from Samjo's outfit, he loves going to thrift shops
Mm-hmm.
and vintage shopping, and vintage is so in for Kennedy.
Not from a thrift shop, but okay.
So,
Did I just get red?
You know what you call this?
Kinda.
Backhanded.
Yeah, so backhanded
I've got 3 cassette tapes that I'm
Oh.
gonna give to each of you that I feel matches. Don't look so disappointed. Kennedy's just like, what is this relic?
I'm happy. I just
He's-
don't know how to play it.
I found out that Kennedy is a child.
Yeah.
He's 23 years old.
He's the baby of the group.
Yeah,
Okay.
I understand
Illegal.
if you don't get this.
Okay,
You know?
so Samjo, yours is ABBA.
Oh,
Gold,
I love
because
it.
this is
Oh,
like
wow.
totally you.
The 70s, yes.
Dancing
I
Queen.
love ABBA.
Love.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for the music.
I wonder what yours is gonna be.
So yours is, this is actually 100% you.
Okay.
Love Simon,
Oh,
the official
wow.
soundtrack.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so cute. That is on my cassette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You keep talking about this movie.
Love Joshua Simon. Okay. Okay. And Preeti,
Okay.
like, you are never, you're brave. You're never afraid to speak your mind, whether it's politics and anything that we're discussing right now. I feel like you're a trailblazer in many ways. So, Janet Jackson, Rhythm Nation.
Oh, wow. Oh my god,
Classic.
that looks so cool.
This is,
Oh,
yeah.
I love it.
So, there you go.
Wow.
Cassettes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Iconic.
Yeah, this is a relic in the best way
Wait,
possible.
did you like grow up with
Yeah,
like
yeah, I did.
right
But
cassettes in the cars and
But I mean, I don't think I have anything left at all
I mean,
to
yeah.
actually play this.
But if you ever,
I know what I'll bring.
you would have a
Yeah,
cassette tape
exactly.
for
Thank you
that.
so much.
Yeah.
I actually listened to cassettes when I was younger because I would listen to storybook fairy tales.
Oh.
Oh, right.
My mom doesn't want to like to read to me, so
No, maybe she
Literally
just wants
So she
somebody
outsourced
else to
it to
do
the-
it, you know?
she outsourced it to the cassette tape.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
It's the back then equivalent of parents throwing iPads to their children.
Or like podcasts. Just letting a podcast play there.
Let them try it. Right?
Yeah. Let
Oh
them
my
try it.
gosh.
Sure. Thank you for bringing us gifts. That's very
Yeah, of
sweet.
course.
Yeah, so
Thanks for. I mean, like I haven't seen you in ages.
yeah, in super long. This
So-
is us catching up like in front of everyone right now.
Yeah, like I think the memories that I think of when I think of Preeti is Beauty World area.
I still live there.
Okay, and I think there used to be a bingsu place.
Yes, there was a bingsu place that is now gone. It's
gone.
I think it's a random fried chicken place
Yeah,
now.
yeah, and I remember we were just outside and we were just like rapping Nicki Minaj, like different verses and everything.
Oh, yeah,
So it's been like ages.
we were like trying to like pick our favorite Nicki verse and
Yeah.
we just went for it.
Yeah, and we were like OG stands. You know, it wasn't
Yeah.
just like the Anaconda. We're like we went back mixtape days.
Yeah,
Okay, we can do a
everything.
separate podcast on
Yeah,
this.
sorry. We
How
love
long,
Nicki Minaj.
how long have the two of you known each other? So how long ago was this?
I don't know, like 2 years ago? Not that
I
long
feel like
ago.
I feel like it's longer.
It was when I
feels
was
longer.
also doing radio. When I was at 97 also, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were both like doing the night show and then it was very convenient to grab supper after. So yeah, we did that
Yeah.
quite a lot.
We
And
both live in the West.
Yeah, we live kind of
Yeah.
nearby. So yeah, it was so much fun. I don't know why we haven't. I mean, because I don't do the night show, I guess. But I still live at the same place, so we can do this whenever.
Wait, why don't you do the night show anymore? Just kidding.
Oh, we want to go there because I quit. Long story short, I mean, you know, they control a lot of things you say and do online, but I'm like, no, thank you. So here I am. And yeah, I mean, it's so much fun to do your own podcast. You literally can bring whoever you want on. They don't care about affiliations. I mean, like, if I was still at MediaCorp, we probably would not have this podcast. You know what I mean? Like, we would not
yeah.
be on an episode together.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of like lame shit I don't want to be a part of. So here I am.
Good for you. Happy for you.
Yeah, I know it's been great. It's been great. I'm no regrets for sure. But of course, love the job. Love being on radio. It's so much fun. But this is the next like best thing. So here I am. Why are you chuckling? Why?
I was gonna tell you,
Yeah.
I go like, is it fun?
Do you not? You
I
obviously
love
it.
my job.
Yeah.
I love being on radio.
Yeah.
But it's also very different. Like it's like we find our areas within radio where we find our creative fulfillment. It's like for me, it's interviews.
Yeah, no, of course it's interviews for you. Like I think
Yeah.
when people think of you, like when they hear Josh Kiss 92, they think of all the interviews for sure.
Aw, thank you.
It's a thing. You've coined
Yeah,
it, you know.
I like it. No, because like
Yeah.
we're fans, and I think the two of them are as well. Like we started a podcast recently, and all we do is just fan out about the things that we like. And
Yeah, like for Sam Cho, because he's from a different era, so it was Mel C. And no, I said it with the utmost respect. I'm not making a shady joke.
Okay.
Backhanded.
Let's let him finish.
Yeah,
and
go
then-
on.
No, lah, but but really, I'm glad that you got to do Mel C. Then like Lao for me was huge. When we got Lao, I was just like, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we are products of our time, right? You know, like ABBA.
hey, I love ABBA. I love ABBA.
But I really grew up listening to ABBA
Yeah.
because like my dad is really into oldies, and yeah, this really means a lot. And I actually am quite proud. Like now when people say that they listen to old music or whatever, it's like vintage is cool now. So I don't mind liking like older stuff.
No
like,
wonder you talked about thrift store. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Same thing. Vintage is cool now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Everything
all
comes
about that.
around.
Yeah.
pre-love stuff. By the way, is this a bit too low? I feel like
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
think
realized
we're
it
getting,
eventually.
like-
I was like,
yeah.
why are you bending? So earlier on, the mic was just getting way too low, and this was starting to look way too sexual. So we have now switched it up a bit, and we're back. So I guess some of the things we wanted to talk about, Josh wanted to talk about a couple of love stuff.
Oh,
so do we
yeah.
want to get into that? I have no idea what to expect, by the way. But
Okay, yeah. I have a couple of like love topics that I thought we could dissect together. But first. How many of us is attached? Are single? Are
I'm
looking?
single. Oh, sorry, was that too loud?
Just when I said looking, it's just like
And available. But yeah.
okay.
I've been painfully single for a very long time, but I'm finally like dating someone seriously. So I don't know what to say. Am I?
Is this an exclusive?
I guess so. But it's on Chimey Bitch. So
Pretty,
sure.
where's the press release?
What press release?
Okay.
This, no.
Forget all the love questions. We're gonna,
No.
I'm gonna interview you now.
No, we
Wait,
cannot. Go
Okay,
ahead.
okay, we're keeping all this in.
Oh,
Okay,
But
so
what can you
Jayden,
tell
no.
us?
so you're seeing someone right now.
Yeah, I am.
I'm so proud of you.
I know. I don't know how many times I've whined to Josh about like, why does no one love me?
Which I
I've
think
done
is
that a lot.
ridiculous because you're beautiful. You're beautiful. But
Like me, then say lah.
but I also think
Sorry.
I also think a lot of guys are intimidated by success, by like a woman being confident and owning her speech and also being funny, you know, because like the first time all of us got to know you was
Yeah.
laughing, you know,
Yeah.
it was comedy, you know, and to be comedic, you have to have wit, you know, and I think that kind of scares people, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
You don't want that anyway. You're kind of filtering those guys out.
Yeah, they just sieve themselves out. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
great.
But you know, like
Yeah.
the fear thing, right? I realize maybe is the, you know, sometimes you can. I think you are very strong in your views, right? So maybe sometimes they fear disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've definitely like, okay, so I've only dated like, I guess including this guy, the two people seriously that I've dated, and
Okay.
the previous guy, he was very like, he was always a bit like, he would always comment on the things that I say online. Like he would always randomly, like never explicitly say if he agrees or disagrees, but he will always be kind of like, are you sure you want to say that? And then he would like be a bit judgy or like,
I don't
kinda
like-
yeah, I don't like it. Just tell me. Like,
Actually,
tell me how you feel.
I actually like it when people tell me that they don't agree and
Yeah.
say you're not cool with it. But whether or not I take action to it is a different thing.
Exactly.
But I feel like if a guy disagrees with me and they tell me, I'd be like, oh, okay. But, you know, it's my channel.
Yeah. And he would also tell me how like his family members would discuss like the whole brown face thing and everything in front of him, and I'm like, oh, then what do you say? And it's like, oh, nothing. I just sat there to listen, like to just hear. I'm like, you stand up, you know. If you
Yeah.
agree, you stand up.
Yeah.
If you don't agree, you say something, you know. Like
Yeah.
So hearing that always made me feel a bit like, are you kind of ashamed that I am not ashamed of my opinions? You know, like what is going on here? So it was kind of weird, and I always thought that was a bit odd.
Okay.
Maybe that's why I didn't work
Well,
out.
so knowing this now, when you
Yeah.
started dating this guy, was that something that you looked out for to just like a little bit? It's like, by the way,
I mean, I never like, yeah, I always like went into dating someone like without trying to put a lot of pressure on it, because I'm a crazy like overthinker and I stress myself out too much.
Virgo.
So yeah, I'm a Virgo. I'm batshit crazy lah. So I went into it just like, I'm gonna see where this goes. And like from the first date, I was like, this is insane. Is this how it's supposed to feel like? Cause this is great, you know. So yeah, I was like insanely happy after the first date. I'm like, this is how it's supposed to be. And then there's one thing that I've come to realize, that a lot of the guys I date, like, or even if I just like 1-2 dates, I see them for a bit and I want to see where this goes, like they always say things like, I'm so proud of you. And I feel very like, I don't know how to like accept that as a compliment, because I feel like you can only be proud of someone when you have seen them, seen the progression, you've seen the journey, you've been there. Like all my friends can tell me they're proud of me, my family can say they're proud of me,
Right.
but if you just met me, you're trying to date me, this is like our second date, just because you know of me online, to come to me and be like, I'm so proud of you and everything you do, I feel like it's a kind of weird thing to say.
It is
Yeah.
lah, because it kind of just reminds me, like, if they only know you through online and they say
Yeah.
they're proud of you, then did they go into the date trying to know you beyond that?
Yeah.
You know, or is it just they just want to get to know the online Pretty? They
Yeah.
only want to know Pretty Please. They don't want to know Pretty Naya. You know?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
always felt weird. And like I always felt a bit like, you just met me, but you don't know anything about the journey, the backstory, you don't know anything, you don't know where I'm from, you don't know all these things.
You
Like,
don't know me.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
know me. And then you're like, I'm proud of you. And I'm like, my mother can say that, lah, not you. Maybe you're just trying to get in my pants, right? You know, I don't know. So
Well,
yeah.
I think it's still. I mean, it's still a nice thing to say.
Yeah, no,
right?
it's definitely
Like,
not
it
rude or
means
anything
well,
like that.
you
Yeah.
know, because
But-
it's like based on
yeah.
what I know of you, I am proud of you. Which I mean, like you have to try to figure out what the definition is. Is it
Yeah.
because like she was brave enough to speak out and go against the system and
Yeah.
stuff like that, or like did you actually listen to what I was saying and then like you're proud of my thoughts, my opinions, and like my ideologies, you know? But yeah, just I'll give you something real to be proud of, you know? Like now you get
Yeah.
to know the real me. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us more about this guy. Like how is he
can't-
different?
I don't know. He just is. Okay. For one,
Wait,
like
where'd you meet him?
we
Tinder.
okay. So of all the years I've been on dating apps, me and this guy have matched several times because I will delete the app constantly and be back on it a few months later.
That's
So
me.
we keep matching.
Okay.
And every time we match, we would like laugh about it, but we never made actual plans to meet. I knew of him, he knew of me, and like every time we matched, we knew of each other, but we just never made plans. And then eventually we bumped into each other, like random hangout spots. We would, before COVID, we would like bump into each other at Boat Quay and stuff like that. And one day, like in September, he just asked me out, and then we have been going out since then. Yeah, so it's very recent. September is 2 months ago.
I'm also observing this. This is totally what happens when you have like 3 gay men and a girl. It's just like we end up just going like focusing on
like,
like,
interview you.
tell us about him.
Yeah.
But to clarify, right, you know, just now you said there was this very big expression that I gave when you said I'm a Virgo, and I rolled my eyes so hard.
Oof,
but that's only
why?
because
What are you?
I'm an Aries.
I don't have any
what's
like that. Yeah. I don't like decide whether I can actually hang out with this person or date this person based off that one sign. Yeah. So I think as long as you're not too carried away, it's fun to read it occasionally, and it's fun for me to like blame some things on me being a Virgo.
It's
Like
kind
every
of-
time
yeah.
I'm psychotic.
It's kind of a punchline, right?
Yeah.
I have this habit when I meet new people, I'll be like, oh wait, so what's your star sign? And then they tell me, I'm like, I knew it. Even though I don't believe it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What's your star sign, Samjo?
You want to guess?
I just met you. I think cannot. I think quite difficult.
Can one?
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know where. Pisces.
Because I share my star
Anyhow.
sign with one of these two.
Oh, so it's not Aries. So I don't think it's Aries.
Why?
I don't have a lot
What
of
does that
Aries
mean?
friends, so I really cannot like base. I don't know what an Aries is supposed
Is
to
it
be
no,
like. you know?
Aries people are generally bad bitches. That was a punchline.
So,
I don't believe it.
so not an Aries.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm kidding.
I'm a good bitch. Yeah.
Wait, what are you, George?
Wait, we're the same?
We went to.
We've been through this. We had Thai food. We
Okay,
talked about both
so here's
of
the
us
thing. I-
being a Gemini. Okay.
Okay. But I'm a Gemini rebel. So I'm a Gemini.
what?
Okay. So like
All
okay.
Geminis think they're special. Like, I'm Gemini, but
I'm scared. Chaotic.
so sorry. What? Other kids are the wet
I'm gonna
kitchen
stop
towel.
rolling this.
So sorry.
So we're back from Samjo being a Gemini. So let's go back to that.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
I don't even know how it happened, but I think Josh was talking and then.
Yeah. No, because like Geminis have such like a negative stereotype. You know, they're two-faced and then you never know what they want. And I'm like, I know there are parts of me that's like that. Just like the Flash, like, oh, everything happened in Flash. I don't know how this thing happened. Like, it happens to me as well. But I found out that I'm also an Aquarius moon.
Translation, please.
And I feel...
None of us here know what
I
that
feel like... I feel like for the first time, I feel more connected to my Aquarius side than Gemini. So, yeah.
And I'm a Uranus rising. Let's get on.
You're so
Uranus
mean.
rising. Okay, so I guess enough about horoscopes because clearly, like, I don't know enough of us.
I feel like if we keep talking about horoscopes, it's like the set is gonna
Oh, no.
fall apart.
I appreciate it as a cultural product.
Yeah,
Right.
but I also feel like it's a self-fulfilling thing. You know, it's very toxic and scary when people are obsessed and read all about it and then they just live their lives based off what Suzanne Miller is saying online. The
Yeah.
woman with the horoscope site.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that's when it's too
Can
much.
but I also don't want to mock people lah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
really,
yeah,
if they
yeah,
really
for
believe
sure.
in it and they really like go and seriously study it and stuff. It's just like someone of a different religion, or it's just not for me.
Yeah.
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 It's like the Walter Mercado documentary on Netflix. Have you seen it? Like
Ooh.
Mucho
I mean,
Amor.
I know from RuPaul's.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only thing.
Was it Alexis
Alexis
Mateo?
Mateo,
Alexis
Yeah.
Mateo, yeah. And that's why when it came out on Netflix, I was like, I need to watch this. And he's such a character, you must watch it. And I think we can all connect on some level, right? You know, he was just a guy who was looking for love in his own way and very charismatic. And all he did was, yes, you know, some people say that, you know, his art is his field, right, is kind of like all
Craft.
cookie.
His craft
his
and-
supposed craft expertise or whatever you want to call it is very cookie and like, you know, not based on science or whatever. But at the end of the day, he just wanted to spread love, and
Yeah.
that was really his message, you know. And this is sounding so cheesy right now, but it's true. You need to watch it to understand.
Okay,
If
got it,
what I'm
got
trying
it.
to say is that yes, horoscopes have a bad rap and everything, but
Yeah.
I feel like if people are using it for good, you know, and to find some sort of like comfort or like some
Yeah.
explanation to help them through life, then why not?
Yeah.
Everybody say love.
I'm an Aquarius, actually. So I'm secretly an Aquarius. There was this guy that I was seeing for a while, and it was going really well, but we were not really dating. And oh my god, I'm not ready to talk about all this.
Okay, then let's
it's
not,
fine.
let's
Let's
not.
Yeah,
No,
let's
because
not.
it's like
Let's
it's still we're still
It's very raw.
yeah, we're
Okay.
still figuring it out. I mean, I'm single. We're single, but like we are still trying to figure out how to like be friends and like try to, because we don't want to lose each other as people. And he's
Yeah.
like a good guy. So yeah.
Do you all think it's important to like start off as platonic friends first before you jump into a relationship? Is that important to you guys, or straight away romantic and then?
Level call.
Excuse me. Please, do we need a plexiglass? Do we need a...
Social distancing. Sorry.
No,
But
no,
you
no,
know
no.
what I mean. You know
No,
what I
I
mean.
know,
I know, yeah,
but I know what I
actually
mean.
got a friend you.
I know what you mean. It's like, do we want to like eat each other's faces out, that kind of thing?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
No. But I feel for me, right, actually, it doesn't. We don't need to be long-term friends. I think we have to start off with like, we can go in with like a romantic interest.
Yeah.
But whether or not you settle down with the person, it has to have a period of time lah. Like personally, for me, my first boyfriend, after we got to know each other for like around 4 months. That kind of 4 months, and then we decided to settle down.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm thinking 4 months to know each other, we only lasted 8 months. So maybe
Oh my god, it needs to be like double the
proportionate
time
is
of the-
half, you know?
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I used to be friends with people in secondary school who did shit where like the guy don't reply them for 30 minutes, they will take 1 hour to reply them back.
Stop,
So that's the
stop.
only-
I did that before.
Yeah. So that's the only time I heard this double.
But I'm not so
timing
no,
thing.
I'm not so petty about it. I don't do double. I do 1:1.
Tit for tat.
One
lah.
eh.
Yeah, tit for
Wow.
tat.
Tit for
Okay.
tit.
Yeah, I'm not
Tip for
for
tip.
that. I always feel like whenever people say friends first, it's always like a cop out. You know.
But like I feel okay, so for me, like growing up and being single for the longest time, I was always like wishful thinking. I was always like, ideally I get together with someone I've known for the longest time.
Right.
And like someone that is like a best friend. I love everything about this person, and then if it goes anywhere else, it goes anywhere else. So that was always like, I guess, ideal situation for me. But then eventually I grew up and I realized this is not very practical because I would not date all my friends. Like now looking at them like,
Yeah.
no thank you lah, you
Yeah.
know?
Like-
So-
I think-
sorry, there's a-
No, thank you.
Sorry, all my male friends, you will not date me too. You know, all my straight male friends, same. We feel the same way about each other.
But I mean-
So yeah,
Just to give a I guess in a Singapore gay perspective, like, you know, Grinder, all that nonsense. No, like, it's not nonsense lah. You know, it's a very valid. What a weird way to say it, right? You know, we say you're valid. Grinder is valid.
okay, granted, it is valid.
Hashtag
Go on.
Grindr is
It's
valid.
valid.
everyone.
It's valid, but at the same time, you know, on Twitter, there's always a joke once every few weeks about how Grindr is literally the worst app. Yeah, because you see all the discriminatory messages and all that. No, but really, like, to put it in some perspective, I think, you know, you said friends. For me, actually, it got to a situation where a large part of my habit is to hook up first. I don't know if it's the same for the two of you. I feel like it isn't. I really feel like it isn't.
Let's stay on you for a while. Continue.
No lah, it's just yeah lor, like it was only something that recently in my current relationship that that I didn't hook up with him in the instant. And I don't want to make it sound like oh, you need to do that to be in a long term.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like play the moral high ground, the moral pedestal, that kind of thing. Because I think that if it works lah, you know. But yeah lor. But previously my habit was always really it's hook up and see where it goes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if other people or other gaming
Yeah,
can
it's, I
relate.
mean, it's a reality for I think a lot of people as well, right? You like kind of respond immediately to sort of like the lust or the sexual energy between the two of you, and then you run with that, whether or not it be dating or anything.
Yeah.
So like I'm kind of like that, but more in the romance part. So I'm like, I think the spark at the start is very important because I think the dating phase for me is like friendship, you know, because like
They're getting to know each other.
yeah, like my boyfriend experience would be like watching a movie, going to play Mortal Kombat, and go for food. You know, like it's super chill.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like long walks on the beach kind of thing. Like I'm looking like my don't. every time I say anything, it's just
But
like
you say it's not long walk on the
yeah,
beach.
which I mean I don't mind as well. You know, like once in a while you just pepper the long walks, you know. But like the bulk of the relationship would be a friendship, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I always feel like whenever people say like we gotta be friends first and all that, I'm always like, it's the same. We literally be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Except yeah,
Well, I think my issue is
it's literally
right
there.
here. But go on, do that. That's quite funny.
no, my issue. I tell you what is it with this? This mic is
You're
especially
gonna knock
phallic.
down the TV glass again.
I'm just gonna sit on my hands.
Oh.
Yeah, some people like that. Okay. What was I saying? See, I lost my train of thought.
It's you.
Oh yeah. My issue or issue is that I think I friend zone people very quickly. So I would love to be. I mean, ideally, I feel like a partner should be your friend, right? Like, you know, you hear about like the proverbial soulmates and, you know, oh, my husband or my wife is my best friend. You hear that at weddings all the time. I'm like, I feel like that's a romantic ideal, and I would love to have that. But my issue is that once I become friends with someone, and like same as you, Pretty, like okay, you're my friend. Like I've seen
Yeah, I've seen too much.
I've seen the good,
I
bad,
know
and
too
the ugly
much.
of you. Like it's it's
Like your
I
guard
don't
is
know.
down, like everything is down. Your walls
Yeah.
are down when you're with your friends, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So-
I'm not sure if it's just a phase of life thing, and I might outgrow it, but we'll see.
It's just a phase. but for real, I want to ask a question to everyone here because you know when he said that, right? I realized that in my my dating life, right, I compartmentalize a lot. So if I'm meeting you to hook up, I'm meeting you just to hook up. I probably will not meet y'all as a friend. It's really weird. If I'm meeting you as a friend, I probably would like getting to know someone in a friend setting. I probably
Yeah.
would never hook up with you or go into a relationship with you.
Yeah, but I guess that's also like just setting boundaries.
Maybe it's a coping mechanism.
Maybe, but I guess that also makes you closed off to any possibilities.
Yeah.
It's like a low risk, lesser probability of reward lah. So to
yeah, but the
say.
world also kind of looks at that and says like, this is a man who knows what he wants and he gets what he wants, you know, like, so it's
Yeah.
very clear cut. So like, I know a lot of people who are like that, you know, like they won't like, how low can you go?
She's very nervous.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just like-
every time we touch the
It's
teapot.
like she has
like,
to return the equipment.
So now we have honestly shared way too much about our love lives and what we like and what kind of like what we do first. Do we become friends or do we just go right into it? So we've shared all that, but I think now it's about time we share with everyone what the SG Boys is all about. So tell us about the podcast that you guys just started. Anyone?
I wanted to be in a boy band, so
Okay.
this is the situation. I hit 30 and I thought, let's do it now. No.
Why you're
So
30?
basically,
I
this
didn't
is
realize.
this is Joshua Simon's Solely Spice project, and he thinks he's Sam.
Oh my god! I want to be Sam. I love Sam the most.
I'm kidding.
Wait, what's the reference? I zoned out for
Totally
it.
Spice.
I
What?
also didn't get it. It's not our time. It's
No,
not
wait.
our time. Ours is Pop-Up Girls.
Mine's also Papa Girl.
Really, I think Sandro is Sailor Moon.
Oh my god, I love Totally
Sailor Moon's
Spice.
great as well.
How do you spell it?
Totally Spice.
Oh no, I really have no idea
Then
what
it's-
this is.
It's like Charlie's Angels, but like animated version because Jerry, the guy, will talk to the three spies, Clover, Sam, and Alex.
Yeah.
The one
Yeah.
with the mole rat.
Oh.
No, that's Kim Possible. Okay,
Kim Possible is the
Josh doesn't deserve to be Sam anymore. He can be like Jerry or whatever. Okay, now move.
No, he's Mandy.
Oh my god, nobody likes Mandy. Sure, okay, you're Mandy now. Okay, tell us about SG Boys, not Totally Spy.
All right, the SG Boys is a new gay podcast from Singapore. It's got 3 of us, and it's a little passion project of ours. Also, I mean, the whole TED Talk thing that happened last year was kind of what kind of initiated everything as well. I was just trying to find, like, do I look for a space where I can chat about my love life or whatever it is, you know, with other gay men, or do we create that platform, and what platform do we put it on? And I think for a period of time, I was listening to a lot of like Oprah Super Soul Sunday Conversations and like Brene Brown, and I love podcasts, and I knew that if I wanted to do a podcast, it has to be right. And I was actually really inspired by Queer Eye as well, and how important Queer Eye was, like, at least the first version of Queer Eye in the early 2000s, it actually introduced to a lot of people the idea that gay men are like us but also not like us, you know, that we have feelings, we have thoughts, we're not just like, because I think like we talked about this recently in an episode where when you come out over and over and over again to different groups, and when you come out to people as well, they don't know what you're coming out with. So your perception of I am gay, it's like they don't know what gay is. You know, is it like just super promiscuous?
Yeah.
You know, is it just because you're really flamboyant? Some people think, oh, I'm gay, it means I'm gonna start dressing up in women's clothing. You know, so we just wanted to have a conversation, a place where we can have conversations, and it's focused in the community, but anyone can listen to it. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
A safe space. A safe
Aw.
space.
Sounds pretty dangerous, though, everything you guys have shared.
I know. I feel like every minute before this,
It's been really wild.
I don't know if we
Yeah.
lived up to that.
but-
No, it's great.
No, I think it, but also like you know what you said about safe space and like airing views. Also, I also think like personally for me, I also want it to be a place where we can kind of like disagree sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, you know, on the army episode, like how actually, you know, we have our very typical like be loud and proud kind of it's how to say, like, it's a narrative that is not uncommon in the media, right? Like, you live your truth and everything gets better, it gets better. But you know, Sam Joe was sharing with us in that episode that it's not necessarily always the case for everyone. And you know, and we also have to focus on environments that don't allow people to do so. And I think at the end of the day, it's still like you know, as much as we want to get as much as we want to have like a good time and fun, it's also about like airing different perspectives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yep.
three of us are very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a generation gap. That's the running joke.
That's not what I meant.
figured it out, but totally spies. I cannot believe y'all did it. I'm like in the middle of your age and your age.
Wait, how young are you
I'm
again?
26.
Oh, 26.
That's
Yeah.
why I get
Okay.
Pop-Up Girls and Totally Spies.
Right.
She's like in the nice like
94,
cross section
yeah.
Spot, the sweet spot.
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
like you had a period before the internet.
I guess. I don't remember it. I mean, I remember switching.
Because like we remember the transition from going to like using phones for phones.
Yeah.
And then
Definitely.
Yeah, my dad
like-
used to have a
Like-
pager
like,
growing
what was
up,
your
so
first
I
phone?
remember
Right.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had pagers and I had like the first phone was a Nokia one where you play Snake on
Wait,
it.
you had a pager?
A toy pager. I had
Okay,
toy
that's
pagers.
different, you see.
Yeah.
No, but sorry. Okay, my dad had a pager,
Yeah.
but pagers was such a thing that they made toys of it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I
It's
know,
this
it was
thing.
cool.
It's
Yeah.
this
cool.
thing where you like keep on your belt, and then if you wanna like contact the person, you page them, and they're like, "Oh, 9717."
It's like what they use in
wants
Grey's
to-"
Anatomy to page
Yeah.
other doctors.
Yeah, and
then
then
you see a
you
number,
find a payphone.
Payphone and dial. Maybe
You
like
put
that.
in 10
is that
cents.
where those little numbers like the 12629 came about?
Is that a real reference?
I feel like it's a
I felt like it is.
sexual
126.
reference. Yeah, it is a sexual reference.
Oh.
12629.
I was like,
12629.
I was
Yeah,
like, it does sound familiar.
Or 1 to 6 to 9.
Have we used
Yeah.
1 to 6
One
to
to-
9.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
I always
yeah,
wondered
yeah,
like
yeah.
what's
So,
up with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, what's up with that still? But,
So much,
but yeah, I get it.
so much has changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ish.
What were we talking about?
Oh, so we're saying
Oh,
the
yeah,
generation
it's
gap
a
is a
generation
joke. No,
gap.
we're also different and there's a generation
we
gap.
Yeah, yeah.
we are. I mean, like, so I kind of feel like I was like American Horror Story Coven, you know, where you're like scouting the different witches.
Yeah.
So then I got to know Sam Joe, and he was doing a towel dance on stage for this variety show
Oh, wow.
competition thing. And I was like, I found a sister, and he's been so colorful on social media. He's just such a bright person. I was like, okay, he has to be on this podcast.
Yeah.
It'd be great, right? And then Kennedy is someone that I saw online, and he has such great wit, and he hosts with such finesse. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, and he's also he's very, very bold, and I think he represents that new generation where they're on Twitter and they want to engage and they're brave and they want to, you know, they're also willing to like look at what they've said and like, how can I be better? How can I move forward, move back, you know, reassess? And I find that all very, very exciting because we are just kind of also a little bit retired from all that. You know, like I don't have Twitter, you know, I'm just
Yeah,
kind of like,
I'm not on Twitter either.
I love Twitter.
You do? Yeah, see? Generation gap.
I have
And
a
then-
love-hate relationship with Twitter.
Yeah, no, same. Yeah.
yeah, like I don't get Twitter.
Twitter, TikTok, right?
No,
Yeah.
No?
Twitter, Instagram.
Twitter-
For me, it's still Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
I'll be honest, I have tried to get on TikTok in the only way that I know how.
Which is?
I literally will go in the search bar and search #gay.
I mean,
That's how SG Boy, I mean, like the title came out. So like that
Oh.
is actually like sort of like a coded language, like a little lingo. I mean, in our every culture in the world, we have little codes,
Yeah.
right? So I think for Singapore, there's like AJ. Are you SG Boy? Are you like we talked about the army episode where it's like 3 Was it
302.
302? Are you 302? So like that's like little things. So if you check like SG Boy on like hashtag
Yeah.
it's a particular look of guys
Right.
as well. And we just nothing wrong with that. We just wanted to stretch what SG Boy can be or what.
It's a very like important podcast to have because it's important to let people know things are not just black and white and things are very grey sometimes. So when you have a lot of diverse opinions and stuff like that, that's important lah.
Yeah, and it's just meant to be a tool. Like that's the thing I keep like telling everyone. It's a tool for you to figure out what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
We're not gonna claim to be like the voice of truth and
Yeah.
like cover this topic and we close this topic. You know,
Yeah.
we talked about love one time. We're gonna come back again, and I feel like even we did like a love episode as well, kind of like what we just did. Maybe not as intense.
No one was getting grilled.
It's not as intense,
Yeah.
but like even listening back to that episode now, I feel different already because like we're also always constantly changing
Yeah,
and growing.
everyone's evolving. Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
and this is sort of just a tool for anyone listening to see how they can use it to better their lives or
Yeah.
figure themselves out. I wanted to have you on also because you know you were our Pink Dot ambassador, you know, and you have been hosting. We had Proud on the show recently, so Kyle was on as well,
Yeah.
and Collie was on. So we wanted to. You've been hosting the trivia nights. Why do you? Was it like a very natural thing for you to just align yourself with the LGBTQ plus community and be like, I want to stand up, I want to use my voice, I would love to host for you, I would love to be an ambassador.
Yeah.
Did you have that? Maybe I shouldn't. Should I?
I think for me, it always made sense because I think from the start, it's my content and all my work has always been like, I'm just gonna say what I say. I'm just gonna say how I feel. And yeah, I was always tried to like, you know, put everything in the span of a nobody asked episode or like, you know, with satire and hide all the things I'm trying to say in like my subtitles, do all those crazy stuff. But eventually, like ultimately, what I was trying to do is just speak up and just talk about things, use my platform to talk, like to speak up for people who don't have the same platform, same voice that I have, or like that's going to reach this many people. So I think for me it was very natural to just do that from the start. And of course at the start I talked about things that were very personal to me directly, you know, stuff like about race, stuff about like body positivity, getting bullied online, you know, like for my appearance, stuff like that. Like that, those were all the things that I focused on from the beginning, like as Pretty Please. Even with the fashion police video, the first thing was all about cyberbullying. That was all about why do you go on the streets of Orchard Road and tell people that they look ugly? That's a fucked up thing to do, you know. So that was literally the first video. So I think for me it's always just been like that. So when like Pink Dot, when we were talking about repealing 377A and stuff like that, of course I was going to talk about it. Of course I'm going to be like, it just makes sense, you know. Why is this still a thing? That's what I don't understand. And I will constantly keep asking those questions, and I'll just be like, this makes no sense. This is so backwards. This is ridiculous. I cannot believe a country like Singapore still believes in all these things. It's whack. To me, it's ridiculous. So I remember the first time, like, I think this was way before I was involved in Pink Dot. So this was 2018 or 17 when we first started like, okay, hashtag repeal 377A, and everyone was sharing about it. And I remember innocently just sharing this on my Insta stories. And my boss at MediaCorp told me I can't. She literally told me like, you shouldn't talk about these things. And I'm like, it's an Insta story. This is literally gonna expire in a couple of hours. I'm not deleting it. Like, this is gonna expire in a couple of hours. I'm just gonna let it be. And I just stood my ground, but there wasn't anything major. It was still pretty small, like low key. But eventually it was things like, of course, if I was a MediaCorp DJ, I would not be a Pink Dot ambassador. So, you know, after I left and when the opportunity came about to like be an ambassador, I'm like, of course. And I think like for that year, they wanted to do like all straight allies. So it was a very interesting, like, I know there was a lot of backlash also that year. A lot was happening because the whole Tosh Rock thing, and like a lot of people were saying like, why are straight people like, why do you get all straight people? And I'm like, yeah, I get it too. You know, I think a lineup of all LGBTQ plus community members would be great. But if you're trying to make a point here about how important allies are in this country, it also makes sense to do a full straight thing because allies are so important. And like even when it comes to things like race, you know, I constantly like want my friends from the majority race to like step up and do what we can't do what I can't say, do what a brown person does not have the opportunity to do. So I understand the importance of allies. So
Yeah.
I think for me, it's like, it's only natural for me. If I can be an ally for any community out there, I'm down. You know, sign me up. Like, where do I sign up? What can I do to like just raise awareness here or try and form some kind of like positive change in the community? So I think for me, it was always like, I have so many friends in the community as well. It just makes sense, you know. It just makes sense. My friends deserve to have what I have, the opportunities.
Was that
we have.
what kind of drove you at the start? Because you said that, you know, it was very natural for you.
Yeah.
You knew exactly that what's right and what's wrong, and you the moment you heard 3 cents from A, like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna align myself immediately with this cause, right?
Yeah.
But like, was that from because, you know, your family? You've always been very open about it in the household.
Actually, I don't think it's something that. I mean, both my brother and I were straight, so I think in my family it's not something we talk that was ever brought up. I don't think it was something that I grew up like understanding, or like I definitely didn't learn this from my parents straight up. You know, my parents come from a my parents are in their 60s.
Yeah.
So like we just never had conversations like this, but I guess they also didn't need to, you know. But my mom, obviously, she's very close to a lot of my friends, and I have a lot of friends who are I have friends who are members of the LGBTQ community, obviously, and they are, sometimes it's very obvious, you know, sometimes my mom can tell, and my mom's not the kind of mom who will like behind their back ask me stuff, you know. My mom knows, and like Wisan, my intern, he talked about this on like I don't know which episode of the podcast, but he mentioned it in the podcast, and my mom loves Wisan. Nothing's different, you know. She treats him the same as any one of my friends. So when I see my mom like just be herself, I'm like, that's cool. I guess my mom's cool, but I have not explicitly had a sit down like, so what do you think? You know, I've not done that because I don't know, I just never had the opportunity, never thought about it, but I think my mom would be cool. And yeah, I mean, that's great that my mom's like she's a pretty cool progressive mom in a sense, you know, in that sense. So I feel like
Nice.
she never told me to like be this way, but I mean, I'm so glad I am.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something to you, Preeti, about, you know, you spoke about being an ally and everything, and not a lot of people know this, but my first pink dot was only like 2 years ago. Yeah, and it might surprise, like, you know, a lot of my gay friends, because they're like, really? Like, you know, I mean, just look at your Instagram and everything. I'm like, yeah, really. But it's been a journey for me, and it's still a journey.
Yeah.
And I've told this to guys many times also that I've, you know, starting this podcast also like freaks me out. Sometimes I wake up and I wonder if I should even be doing it. So 2 years ago, I walked. It was my first time walking into Hong Ling Park wearing this like pink secondhand pink t-shirt. No, it wasn't. It was my own pink t-shirt. But it was an old pink t-shirt. I love old clothes. I can't help it. But I was very nervous because I didn't necessarily have like a clique, even though I had a lot of friends. But I didn't really like tell anyone I was going. You know, it was only a couple of friends. I said, okay, if I see you there, I see you there.
Yeah.
And then it turned out, yes, okay, fine. I happened to bump into a lot of people from the community.
Yeah.
And it felt like, you know, I always tell people it felt like the picnic version of Tantric, right? You're like, hey, like,
oh wow.
yeah.
A picnic version of Tantric is wild.
It can be quite scary going to Pink Dot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it helped because I saw a lot of obviously people in the community that I knew, you know, from all those nights, which shall not be elaborated. No, but very PG nights. But actually, what really resonated with me that year, my first year at Pink Dot, as a gay guy, was seeing a couple of my straight friends there, and there's something so powerful about it. Like literally, one guy was like a friend from college. Another guy was one of my like second cousins. Never expected to see them there. We've never had like you and your parents never had that conversation.
Yeah.
So I really don't know what their stance on it is. You know, never openly told them that, okay, you know, I'm gay or I'm queer or whatever. But to see them there, it like, we did not need to have that conversation, and it was just so.
You just knew, yeah.
It was so beautiful. We just hugged each other, and I knew that they were there for us, and so I just want to say to people like you guys, it really means a lot. And I don't know if anyone's like, I'm sure people have told you that before, but yeah, since I'm here sitting across the table having chai and spilling your tea all over the place,
Literally.
I want to tell you personally, thank you.
I'm gonna. Yes, bitch. I just can't accept a thank you. No,
Love
but
it.
that's amazing. Thank you so much.
With the whole like, you know, nowadays quote tweet this you. They quote the tweet and like they reference something that you said in the past, and like how does that fit with like allyship, you know, because now you're coming from a perspective of like an LGBT ally.
Yeah.
But I also want to know like with reference to your work, how can people like me or like or people who maybe, you know, have never or like people who have never been so educated on the subject, and then they see things in like mainstream media, you know, like the way the whole thing was portrayed with the brown face. You know, like how do you feel about allyship with regards to these issues?
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it goes back to what we said just now. Things are really not just like black or white. You know, it's not like we evolve over time like crazy. So I get the whole bringing back old tweets thing. It can be very traumatic because Twitter existed when we were like 13, 14-year-olds, and I probably tweeted a whole bunch of crazy shit that I should go delete, you know? But I mean, it goes back to like the thing that we're all talking about this year, you know, people are so scared of cancel culture, people are so scared of all these things, and they're so scared that their past comes back to haunt them. And it is a very scary thing to just exist on the internet and just try and like do work on the internet, create content and just exist is a lot. But I mean, I feel like in terms of allies, when it comes to like the whole brown face thing, I definitely did receive like a lot of comments from people of the majority race, Chinese people, just DMing me saying stuff like, I am sorry, like I'm sorry this blew up, I'm sorry this is crazy, but like I know I get your intention, I know what you're trying to say, and I agree with you. And I think for me it's like all that mattered to me at that moment was that if you followed me or if you heard of me, if you knew my content at all, that you try and understand my intention. So for me, I feel like that went over everyone's head, of course, because the video it got removed before like half the people who commented on it watched it. You know, so it got removed before a lot of people had the opportunity to like hear what we were trying to say, hear all the other references we made, hear about how in that same video we referenced how we lost all our holy days, you know, as Indian people in Singapore. So like things like that were said. It was not just attacking the brown face ad. You know, a lot of things were mentioned in that song. And I think like a lot of these things just completely went over everyone's heads, and they were just like, how can you use vulgarities against one race? You know, that was the only point that people got. And I mean, of course, in hindsight, like, yeah, maybe if we didn't say Chinese people, of course, that would have been my only other. That's the only thing I would have changed. If I could go back in time and change it up just so I don't get a conditional warning and people hear me out, I would have just censored the word Chinese people. You know, that's all I would have done. I would have kept everything else the same because I don't regret the content of this. I don't regret every other point we made. But I mean, in terms of being allies, I definitely did have a lot of like allies around me at the time. I did have a lot of people just, they got what I was trying to say, they had my back. And I mean, of course, the people who needed to hear what I was trying to say and people who needed to have my back didn't, aka like the people in power. But I mean, I did what I did, and I'm glad. Like I have a 2-year warning, not planning to violate that warning. So I have 9 months more for this warning to end, so I could have a whole ass baby. I'm kidding. Nobody's trying to do anything. No, but like
I guess
When you got your new guys. So
no. Yeah, but I mean, like it's a very scary place to exist for sure, and it scares me because like I hate to open DMs sometimes because I don't know what to expect. But like 80% of the time, it's a good thing. You know, 80% of the time, it's someone just trying to like take their time of the day and just let you know that something you posted made their day, or like just trying to let you know how they appreciate you. But it's a very scary thing to open the unread DMs in that inbox, and I don't know what to expect. I don't know who's going to say what. I don't know what you're going to tell me about my friends. I don't know what you're tell me about people around me. And right now, like I have a booth at Culture Cartel, and it's just a streetwear, like a street shoe thing, the whole thing, and I'm selling my merch, and it's so chill. But because there was a recent sexual grooming case and that guy was affiliated with Culture Cartel last year, I'm getting DMs like, I want to know what Culture Cartel has to say about this guy. Like I want to know their statement about. I'm like, this has literally nothing to do with me. I know of this guy. Do we hang out? Do we communicate? Are we friends? We say hi if we see each other. That's my relationship with this guy. So I'm just like, this is very scary. Like my DMs right now today is like that. And it's a lot of pressure to just exist because I wouldn't even call him like a good friend. I would say it's someone I acknowledge. What do you call that? You know, an acquaintance? So that's about it. But I'm getting questioned. I'm getting asked for a whole ass organization and their statement. I have a booth at this festival. I'm selling my merch. Go check it out. But you know, that's it. And it's the pressure of just existing in this space is crazy. The amount of times people have asked me about Dikosh is crazy. I've stopped being his friend for a long time. But every social gathering, my friends, my personal friends, people I haven't seen in forever, in the last 3 months, everywhere I go, the first question I get is, what's up with the whole Dikosh thing? That's the first thing I get everywhere I go. It's not me. I've stopped being his friend for a long time. And it's very overwhelming because I personally, like I talked about this in my sexual harassment episode, and I personally just feel like a lot of times other people's mistakes have constantly been there to just haunt me. And that's a pattern in my life. Like my dad has made a lot of mistakes. My family had to pay for this. You know, my friends, like was friends with someone who made a lot of like sexual harassment stuff, sexual harassment mistakes in school days. Had to deal with a lot of that drama also because I'm pretty pleased. And people are like, did you know your friend did this? You know, and I'm like, once I knew, I cut him off. Once I knew he was not going to be accountable, I cut him off. You know, so I'm really trying to learn and I'm trying to navigate this, but it's very intense.
It's very tricky because you kind of have to assess every situation that comes by. How much of it is gossip?
Yeah, for sure.
How much of it, like, check my sources, where am I getting this information from? How much of this is conspiracy? How much of it is a narrative that is being told a certain way? And
it can be very stressful lah. Like, I talk about race and literally everyone expects me to comment on every single thing that happens that is race related in Singapore. And I wish I was kidding, but same thing. It's anything that happens, the Indian man at the condo yelling at the security guard, that got sent to me like crazy. It's like, is it because he's Indian, that's why you don't want to comment on this? I'm like,
suddenly you're the gatekeeper
it's
of
because
everything.
This guy's just an asshole. Like,
Yeah.
what am I going to comment on? This dumbass privileged dude is standing at a condo yelling at people. He's a cunt. And what am I supposed to say? We all know that. It's just because he's brown, you want me to comment on this and you're making it a race thing. So like, it's so stressful every single time. And I mean, of course, I feel like I kind of took this upon myself. What, you know, I want to talk about race in Singapore. I signed up for this lah, so I don't complain about that. You know,
but you
I
don't have to
just-
be shackled by it.
Exactly, exactly. So I don't feel like it's I have to do this. I have to talk about this. If I don't, then people are going to think I'm biased towards my own race. You know, I definitely don't feel that pressure anymore. But at the start, I definitely used to. You know, I used to be like, if I don't talk about this, then am I gonna like seem a certain way? Am I gonna seem like I'm just picking things that I want to like spotlight? So I mean, it got very stressful. But I'm like, I create content because I want to and because it's still entertaining and fun for me, and I don't want it to stop being fun for me. And once it stop being fun for me, it's not gonna be fun for anyone.
Yeah.
No one's gonna watch that shit because it looks like I'm doing this for the sake of
Yeah.
doing this. Also, we wanted to talk about another thing, which is what we are all listening to right now. You were so scared. You were like, what next? No, yeah, I want to know because apparently you sing a lot, but you just don't know your lyrics. So I'm ready
How
for
do you
that.
define it? What do you call it?
What?
Violent?
What
What is
violin?
it?
Vocal violin is
No,
it?
no. I keep. It was actually a friend who said, Samjo, when you sing karaoke, you're very violent. So
Oof.
my brand of karaoke, ever since she coined that, was like violent.
Wait, like
karaoke. It has been
violent-
violent karaoke.
In the way you sing or like the way you move?
Everything.
Oh.
Like-
I mean, I don't hit anyone.
Yeah.
Yo.
I wouldn't think violence like that.
Yeah, like Tom
I
Cruise,
would not.
Oprah Winfrey show, jump on the
Jump on the
couch.
Very passionate lah.
Yeah,
Shoes off.
that kind.
Yeah.
Painfully passionate. Got
Yeah,
it.
like he
Got it.
embodies the song.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I'm possessed.
And what kind of music do you sing in karaoke?
Everything.
Like Mariah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Girl, come on, let's go.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna go there. You can go. I will watch.
I've been listening to this particular old track of hers.
Mm-hmm.
Kennedy, don't look at me like that.
When you say old track, he's like, oh, okay, this
Yeah.
is like the way forward.
Yeah.
The generation gap
Before-
always permeates this.
Yeah.
This pop, like, yeah.
This was around when you were born. It was 2001. Do you know which album?
Oh wow,
Glitter.
2001.
No, so I'm a huge Mariah fan, so I will know Glitter.
You were born in
No, I was born
1997.
97.
2001.
Thank you. I think starts with T.
Shit.
Exit. You know, that's a lot.
T01.
That's a lot.
Post Y2K kid. No. So I was watching this like a random video where they're teaching you. There's this Broadway singer called Natalie Wise, right? So she teaches you how to riff. She takes like famous riffs from songs like Ain't No Other Man or like Halo, and then she goes to the part where they riff. They do well, something like that, and then she.
Wait, so what's the Mariah
This is
song?
not a masterclass. Can you all relax? So
I wish you were.
so she just like breaks it down, and then she runs through with her guest, her musical guest, another Broadway singer usually most of the time. And there was one song that she did, and it was "Lead the Way."
Yeah. It's just like she sings like she prolongs the note for almost 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's amazing. And there's this riff that she does, which I cannot reproduce, but please go and listen to "Lead the Way." It's a beautiful song, very underrated. We all know that the
Justice for Glitter.
Justice for Glitter.
Yes.
Glitter was severely underrated back in 2001. So
Glitter, you know what glitter is though, right? Glitter. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Wait, it's like a musical.
wait, oh my god! Wait! Seriously?
I thought it was like
Glitter
Hairspray.
is Mariah Carey's acting debut. It was
Do you know this,
highly
Jayden?
anticipated.
Jayden, no.
Everyone.
Yeah, I don't know lah.
Everyone, every gay boy is born with justice for glitter.
Okay.
Like whispered by the doctor. Okay, so it was Mariah Carey in a
Do you know
in a
this?
movie.
Of course.
Yeah, so
Okay.
It's her acting debut.
Okay.
She worked really hard on the soundtrack in the movie. It was a huge critical flop. It was a huge bomb at the box office, and it was that period where, for the first time, Mariah Carey's like the allure of her being this immortalized pop star with an
Yeah.
amazing voice, all that got threatened. Like, oh crap, is this the downfall?
Right.
You know, and then that's why when she released Emancipation of Mimi with It's Like That Y'all, We Belong Together, Shake It Off.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that was like known as like one of the best comebacks ever, because she went from like all the way
getting
up.
Oh my god, I never knew she
Oh,
ever went.
yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never
Welcome
knew.
to the Church of Mariah.
I'm ready. I want to go.
The
out
elusive
and search
chanteuse.
all of it.
That's how in the
I've heard
song
it.
Bye Bye, she sings to like
I
her
love
dead
Bye Bye.
relatives, and she's like, "You never got to see me back at number one." It's about her making that comeback to number one. 'cause
That's
it's all
right.
about
I
her
got
number
goosebumps
one.
when you said
Also
it.
the
Because
meaning
as she
of-
told Nicki Minaj once, a Billboard number one, not everybody has. That's not easy to get.
Oh, so sad.
She called it. And then Randy Jackson was laughing because Randy Jackson produces also. And he produced for both Mariah and Nicki at one time. So
And Mariah and Nicki had a song together, and it was really good. Up on My Face, Boy. Up on My
Yeah,
Face,
yeah,
Boy.
where they dress as
Memoirs of an
nurses.
Imperfect
Oh, it's so
Angel.
good
It was one of the
stuff, yeah.
best collaborations. Unfortunately, I just they were so good together though. Mariah and Nicki.
She just dropped a song with Ariana Grande, right?
Yeah,
Christmas-
Santa.
the Christmas
they're going to
yeah.
be dropping O Santa soon, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh Santa. Yeah, with Jennifer
Hudson.
Hudson.
Ooh, yeah,
I felt
nice.
like we harmonized that better than
Yeah,
SG
yeah,
Boys.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Wait, so okay, what else are y'all listening to now?
I've been listening to Miley Cyrus Plastic Hearts. So
Yeah,
the
yeah,
brand new album,
yeah.
Miley Cyrus. I love Miley, love Miley Cyrus. Love Miley Cyrus.
Got it. I think we heard.
We don't understand. I love Miley
okay,
Cyrus.
if you're listening, please.
No.
Tiny bitch.
No, like, no, I feel
now.
like because Miley, like, you know, we were talking about Gemini and all that, right? I'm
Oh.
sorry to go back to the
Okay.
whole Gemini thing, but like, Miley is very much like this chaotic, messy, like, but she also embraces that, and then she also creates art, and she's always growing and changing all the time, and I feel like I can relate to that, you know.
Yeah.
So with this new album, Plastic Hearts, it's 80s, but also at the same time, it's not just I'm gonna borrow the genre and aesthetic, you know. I'm gonna have Stevie Nicks on there, Billy Idol there, I'm gonna have Joan Jett there, I'm gonna like have different styles of 80s rock in there for you. So I think it's exciting. I'm also like putting together like my favorite albums of the year list, and I'm like reading all the like the Rolling Stones, Pitchfork top 50, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I need to listen to all these other albums. Like Fiona
Yeah.
Apple, I haven't listened to that. So I'm like going through all that right now. So I have a lot of music homework to do.
I
But-
want to recommend you.
Oh, what is it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't listen to a lot of new music these days, as Kennedy would know. No, you just get a certain point in your life where you're like, I'm done with the explore. I just want to go back to
I
my
don't never
favorite.
do that.
enough.
I really don't want to get
Yeah.
there
For now, no, I come and go. I like.
Okay,
I have,
okay.
I have like bouts of like, okay, I want to explore new music, and then sometimes I just want my own comfort.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I want to glitter and Ashley Simpson and all of that.
Oh my god, I love Ashley
I
Simpson.
love Ashley Simpson. Justice for
Yeah.
Ashley Simpson.
I love Ashley Simpson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
He doesn't get it. but-
I love
Hello,
and then that live
hello.
performance where she got like
Yeah.
when she was lip syncing
Yeah, I
and
know.
then
Oh,
the
yeah.
chorus
Sad.
I was so
Yeah.
sad. I was very sad.
SNL.
SNL, yeah. She did the hold down.
I like her sister also, but she was always
Jessica.
cooler lah.
I always
Like,
thought
yeah,
Ashley Simpson was way
cooler,
cooler.
yeah.
She was
Yeah.
always in the shadow.
But Jessica with Nick Lachey, I always was like, damn, I want to be you know? But then they broke up, so like, no thank you. Yeah.
yeah.
You
Oh
don't
my
get
goodness, that
anything that we
was-
just
Yeah,
said.
okay.
Newlywed.
Yeah.
Newlywed.
yeah.
Good old
That's so
days.
sad.
What are we gonna recommend?
Oh yeah, no,
Like a new
but recently I started listening to Harry Styles.
Fine Line. Yeah.
Fine
Yeah, I
Line.
love
Yeah.
Golden so
Goodness.
much.
Fantastic album.
Golden.
Yeah, Golden is so nice.
Falling.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
that was a lot.
That came from the diaphragm.
It
You
did.
felt it.
You could hear the
Might be actually from the groin area. It just like went all the
sounded
way
like a
up.
hernia. That's a lot. Let's hope not, yeah? Until he stands up, we won't know.
Oh my gosh.
Ayo.
Sorry.
sorry. I think it's something in the chat.
Yeah, you know, it's giving me a bit of,
Something.
It's actually scary.
it's giving me a bit of,
You
it's,
spike it.
it's giving me no, it's giving me a bit of a sugar high.
They don't
on
call it grounded pleasures for nothing. Right? It's called grounded. Don't tell me I messed that up. Yeah, grounded pleasures. I'm right.
Grounded
Yeah.
pleasures. It can be so many things.
Yeah, a lot, apparently. Okay, so Kennedy, what are you listening to?
Oh.
Yes.
So it's actually something that's not say recent, not say old. Not say recent, not say old. It's actually Billie Eilish, My Future.
Oh.
Have you heard that song?
Yeah.
Have you heard that song?
It's kind of recent.
Kind of, no, it's like,
Kinda.
it was like shortly after circuit breaker, I think.
Oh yeah,
It was
it's
around
yeah,
the
the last few months.
insulted.
It was that period lah, but
I don't know the song. Can you sing it for us?
Oh,
Please.
like my singing is very bad.
Pretty.
nah.
No, the lyric. Okay, I'll just tell you the lyrics.
Josh.
No, I tell you the lyrics because I remember the
tell
lyrics.
us
Okay, okay, the lyrics,
Tell us
the
the
lyrics.
lyrics. The best parts.
Is I'm in love with my future, can't wait to meet her. So why I like this song, right? I've been feeling really sentimental in the last 2 weeks. I feel very like, I feel like the song really echoes that sentiment, like how I've been feeling. Like I just feel like, as much as I'm enjoying life now, and yeah, but I'm always constantly distracted by like the prospect of a good future. And like looking towards in a lot of hope. And I think when that song came out, right, I was so excited because I was like, oh my gosh, Billie Eilish is finally not sounding like so depressed anymore. You know, because usually it's very sad. It's like when the party's over,
Yeah.
Zanny, all that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very optimistic
When
song.
it came to my future, I was like, oh, I get this. It's like, yes, sometimes I do feel melancholic, but it's still rooted in a very hopeful
Yeah.
kind of melancholy. And I think I've been really feeling that for the last few weeks. I'm really excited for next year to start. As much as I'm thankful for like the people that I have this year and stuff, like I'm still excited for next year. You know, hopefully we get a vaccine soon, all of that, and you know, I'm going back to school next year, and all of that, and I just can't wait to see what the future holds for me. I know it sounds a little bit self-absorbed.
No, but you can't wait to be
No.
your future self. That's
yeah.
fair. Yeah.
It's a nice full circle from
No,
this
yeah.
entire conversation.
You know, and I also feel like there's so much more I'm gonna do in the next year, lor.
Yeah, you
so
are a child, so
so-
you have a long way to go. a lot. You're gonna do a lot.
Yeah,
for
so-
sure.
Kennedy's theme song is the Pussycat Dolls When I Grew Up.
no, that was me when I had a childhood ambition of wanting to become a pop star. I literally told people that.
I love Pussycat
And when I
Dolls
was in
so much.
secondary too, I
Wait.
choreographed a Pussycat Dolls dance.
Which one are you?
Which one?
Yeah.
I'm Nicole for sure. No, like what
In
else?
our earlier episode, Kennedy claimed to be Nicole, so y'all two duke it out now.
Yeah, I can see why y'all were butthead.
I remember
I am
being
very
like-
comfortable being Carmit. I'm just gonna be the background.
I remember being like 11 and singing "Stick with You" with like my bolster.
Oh my God,
I
Stick With
love
You.
Pussycat Dolls so much. Oh, I love.
Okay lah, I'm probably a melody. Let's be real. Yeah.
I see it too. Not gonna fight you. No, but I loved it when
Y'all
Nicole.
watching, I see I shaped myself already. You can't hit me already.
You already saying you melody, okay?
I was a bit
Relax.
scared.
We need to
they will both
redo
insist.
the entire podcast that we've done, all 6 episodes with Preeti. Like one episode per episode.
Like,
It's
bring
like,
out the
yeah,
best.
from the very first.
Best of the episode.
Yeah,
No.
you're an honorary SG girl.
Oh,
Nah.
whenever
Yeah.
you're coming on, let me
It's
know.
so major that it's not featuring. It's with.
Yeah, yeah.
You honor.
SG boys and girls, love.
Yes, beautiful.
What are you listening to?
Oh, what am I listening to? Okay, so recently I've been listening to a lot of Lana Del Rey. What am I going through? I don't
Is she
know.
not cancelled?
But I don't
No,
know. But
you-
I don't know.
Don't
I've been
you
listening
dare.
To like Fuck It, I Love You, and Doing Time, and Love, and Hope is the Dangerous Thing for a Woman.
See,
to
the
Have,
moment
but
you said
every-
Lana Del Rey, I stood up. Like,
No,
I'm
no.
just like already like
Confession.
Yes.
I was not a fan until this recent album, like the latest
like
album.
Norman fucking Rockwell.
Yes, actually that was the one that made me like want to listen to her, and I played that album on repeat for so long, because especially during circuit breaker. I mean, it came out it came out before, like, I think it came out last year, right?
I can't remember when it came out.
But I don't know, during
Yeah.
circuit breaker, I was just in such a depressed mood.
It
I'll
just
play,
fit,
I'll just play
right?
the thing, I'll just play, and I just on my bed.
Yes. And
Yeah.
when I listen to anything, I listen to the whole thing on repeat a million times until I'm painfully like sick of it. So that I don't know why I keep going back to recently, but this year, like another album that I just had on repeat was The Weeknd, After Hours. I just love The Weeknd. So anything he puts out for me, I will love it one for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think
And-
about the fact that he was snubbed by the Grammys?
I was really bummed, and I'm
Yeah.
glad he said something about it. He's doing the halftime show next year. He's huge, and all his albums have been amazing. And Blinding Lights was such a major hit.
Right.
How can that not be in it?
Yeah.
Today, it set the record for the longest running top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 history.
makes
And
no sense.
last year, we had Lil Nas X break the Mariah Carey record, right?
Not everybody
Once
has
we
that.
Not everybody has that.
Mariah did this so she bent down because our mic is dropping.
Not everybody has that.
So it's so strange that Blinding
Yeah.
Lights is such a powerful song on the
Yes.
charts and on sales. It's his most successful single so far.
Yeah.
Okay, we can talk on about the
Yeah,
Grammys.
yeah.
We have so many things. We can talk about Halsey's statement as well. So.
I would
Not
definitely
seen
love to listen to more of The Weeknd. Actually, I don't really listen to him, I'll be honest with you. The last song I heard from him was his song with Ariana Grande, Off the Table.
Oh, I thought you meant like Love Me
on
Harder.
her album.
On her
yeah,
album.
yeah,
Positions,
the new
right?
album.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on positions. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 The Weeknd, go all the way to the start. I think like House of
Yeah.
Balloons, all that.
Yes, you have to go like from
Yeah.
EP days. Yeah, you have to go back.
Yeah.
It's very good. It's very good. No,
Yeah.
when he came to Singapore like last year.
He came to Singapore?
He did Singapore. He did.
What was it, like an F1
Indoor
thing?
stadium. No, he did indoor. I was.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I had so much fun. And he did old songs. He has this one song called The Morning. I love The Morning. Like the song, I hate the actual morning, but like the song is so good. It's such a short song. It's a 2-minute-ish song. It's such a good song.
You know that sounds so poetic. You know what I thought instantly in my head? The morning after the weekend.
Maybe that's just what I was going for. Probably, you know.
It's very chilling to me.
Yeah, I love the Weeknd. Like just his vibe, everything about him. I like how mysterious he
yeah.
is.
Is
also.
Weekend like your cult favorite?
Ooh,
My cult favorite is Lord.
wow.
Oh, I love Lord.
Because I never
yeah,
want to.
yeah.
Because I think for the last 3 years I've always felt this like nagging feeling of I don't want to grow up. So I'll like blast Perfect Places and I'll just be like
Aw.
drinking with my friends. It's very juvenile. It's very lame. Actually, if you're an outsider looking, it's really quite lame, lah.
Don't lie. It's
Yeah.
really. It's just you do you. You know. It's really
Yeah.
fine.
She's
And
new
like,
album.
nobody's really looking, Kennedy.
That's why I'm Melody and not Nicole. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, I don't know who's my like cult favorite though. I don't know lah. I mean, I really like my playlist is really whatever and whenever. It's not one single genre for sure. So like it will have like random Lana Del Rey and a
Yeah.
whole bunch of Nicki Minaj out of nowhere.
Yeah.
My vibe is really whatever lah.
Yeah, I listen to a little bit of everything, but actually the genre that I listen to the most is classical music because
Oh.
I always feel I don't know if you're like I don't know if you guys are like that, but I'm like a sponge. So if I listen to like a Megan Thee Stallion song, right, and I'll like a Megan Thee Stallion,
Yeah.
but I will be very different.
Yeah.
Right? I'll be sassier when I
Yeah,
text.
yeah.
Also, it'll be different.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
when I'm texting the people, my tone changes as well. I'm gonna be like, yeah, we
Changes
can
your
do-
whole vibe.
It just like I just become that,
I
you
mean,
know. And
I
then,
don't mind that. Like,
well, but
I'm talking about myself, not you.
Okay, Melody. I love that.
But
though.
like,
This new.
we're just gonna
It
call
rhymes with
Melody from
Kennedy.
now on. Like, yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah. So like I feel like if I'm not careful, I'm just not consistent. So I need to like I feel like classical music is when
It's
I'm
like a
the
palate
most-
cleanser.
Yeah.
It's your coffee beans.
Yeah, it's my coffee beans. I smell it, and I'm like,
Oh.
okay, now I feel like I know who I am.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
when I want to, then I'll listen to certain, like, 'cause I think before I'll listen to everything,
Yeah.
and whenever I want to, and then I just constantly change. My motions change as well.
Yeah.
So now I need something grounded. I'm being a bit more attentive to what I consume.
Grounded pleasures brought to you. I need to chill.
No, but actually,
Oh,
you know,
gosh.
for me, classical music is the opposite. Classical music for me is actually when I want to feel the most. Because I actually, before I decided to go to a regular uni and do a more regular course, I was going to be a classical musician.
Oh, wow.
I was like, and that's why getting like, because everything was like kind of lining up. I was in S.E.A band, so I was practicing every day and everything, and I was gonna do it. I did A-level music, all that. That's why I really wanted to go and do
Yeah.
it, you know.
What
So,
changed though?
it was a very complex situation. It was really, I think the main reason was the family struggling financially a little bit. So I think I just wanted to choose something that was a bit less risky.
But do you still do music?
I still play. I definitely still play. I have my own instrument and stuff. And during Circuit Breaker, I was super nerdy. I would compose clarinet ensembles of Ariana Grande songs.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's precious. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
so
Yeah.
precious.
It's like kind of like melding the two interests
Yeah, no,
almost. But
that's
I don't want
great.
because I don't want to give either up. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
And anyway, like
And you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
yeah, and I'm kind of like a small part of me is still like kind of happy that I guess the compensation is that I'm not a professional. So me posting this kind of stupid nonsense shit, right? It's not damaging to any professional reputation.
I guess.
yeah.
But yeah, as long as you're having fun. I mean, you spend so much time like learning this, and clearly you enjoy it, so you shouldn't stop.
I actually want to like I'm really happy that you and I are finally like having, because you know when she first started coming up, was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago? I feel like it was
2018.
longer.
Yeah.
I always wanted to like do something with you, whether it's like coming onto the radio show, but you
Yeah.
were like in another radio station,
Yeah.
or like a collaboration or whatever. And we're both very particular about like the right time, the right moment, the right setup, the right platform, and everything, right? So I think also you were so early at the start, and you wanted to experience, you wanted to go through, and I feel like you've gone through so much in the past couple of years, and a lot of it in the public eye, a lot more not in the public eye, of what navigating, you know, being famous in 2020 is like, you know, and also the price of it, you know. So I'm just so happy that we can actually like do this, and it's good, and we're having
Yeah.
fun, but we're also still ourselves, but we've also grown, and we have friends, and
Yeah.
like this is good. This is like all the things to like wake up for.
Yeah, no, thanks for being on this episode, and thanks for like having this like massive catch up, and I'm really glad to have met the both of you also.
Likewise.
So yeah, whenever you need SG Girl, I'm not kidding. Whenever, wherever, let me know. And at the basement of whoever's house, I will be there. I will be there. And yeah, thanks for being on this, and thanks for all the song recommendations. I'm pretty sure no one's gonna listen to them. And we're all gonna check out Glitter though. I'm gonna check out Glitter for sure.
must.
I have
Oh
to. I
my
know I have to.
gosh.
I'm quite embarrassed that I don't know it. I'm very shameful. Okay, so with that,
It's a gay education.
it is. I will go check it out. And I'm sorry, Mariah, if you're listening. She's really not but
You never know.
You never
Never
know.
know.
So this one's for you, Mariah. This whole episode, since you're listening,
The campaign,
might as well.
the campaign to get it back to iTunes #1 a year or two ago was #Justice for Glitter.
Yeah, justice for
Okay,
glitter.
so I'll put that in the description box. #justice for glitter.
The meaning of Mariah Carey is now available at Kinokuniya.
Wow.
You should have gotten her Mariah cassette.
Oh my god.
Actually, that's what we're getting you, Josh.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
getting Josh a Mariah
He
cassette.
can have himself, you know? Yeah, so with that, I think we're done with episode 9 of Chime Me Bitch. And thank you, the SG Boys, for being on this episode. And I will see y'all when I see y'all. And hopefully, y'all enjoyed this episode, lah. Huh? I hope so. Thank you. What am I supposed to do? Soundboard.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed episode 9 of Chime Me Bitch. You've just made it to the end of an episode of Chime Me Bitch. Wow, you listened to the whole thing, ah. You like me, then say lah. But if you liked it, make sure you're followed and subscribed so you know every time a new episode of Chime Me Bitch or any other Preetipls video is out. Okay, bye-bye.